there's a certain like type of man, there's a quality in a man that you can just tell like what type of man he is just by the way he walks. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alize Young. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys please gently press that like button, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know we do things with ease on this side, so with that, I'm going to jump right into it. I've been having a bumpy couple of days. It's been humbling, and I feel like these past 3 days have been really, I want to say, eye-opening. So, with that, we're going to jump in today's topic, alright? Not so much focused on that, but it is an aspect of what I just told you. And really, it's kind of like the greater picture. So, the word is man, or we can look at it as manhood. So, let's see what that word means. Manhood. Time of being a man. Manly qualities. Better watch out, manly. This is manly qualities. Man. A human being, person, adult male, person, human race, manned, manning, furnish, with a labor force or workforce. To man with no exception. So this word man, me and man have an interesting word because, or excuse me, have an interesting relationship. Because I never really took to that word growing up, you know? It was always something that I really wanted to understand before I ever took on, you know, like what manhood meant, what being a man means. You know, I never really understood that. So when it was brought to my attention that, you know, I'm in the process of becoming a man, or someone would tell me that you're a man, or things like that, if I didn't know what it meant yet, I would not accept it. It's just how I was at that time, you know, because I didn't know what it meant to be a man. I see a lot of men walking around, we'll call them men, just for lack of a better word, but I see a lot of men walking around a little confused about what to do with their life. They have all these aspirations, these desires, these dreams, but they don't know how to effectively take the first step. See, and a lot of men don't have the confidence to take that first step, which is maybe why taking that first step hasn't been accomplished by them yet. But they don't have that confidence to take that first step into doing the things they want to do. They aren't gentle enough with themselves and their families in order to do the things that they want to do. They have a lot of relationship problems, like a lot of household problems. If you have household problems, you're going to have business problems as a man, okay? So, like, being a man, when talking about being a man, came into, you know, daily conversation or just my awareness. These were always questions I had because to me, being a man wasn't just being a male. You know, being a man is not just being a male. Um, Being a man really is a combination of your intellect, your capabilities, your experience, your wisdom, um, the amount of love, the amount of gentle care you can give. Okay, it's a different. It's a presence, and at its crux, it's a presence. And I didn't really understand that presence, you know, especially throughout my teenage years, and what uh what that presence really was. Like I had my father as an example, but I didn't, you know, like when you're a young man, you're a young boy and you're growing up and you have a dad, you know, a dad who's a great dad, and he's, you know, there doing dad things. There's always like this mysterious element to dads, you know, like you never like quite get them, especially as a young man. Maybe it's a little bit easier for ladies to do it, but as a young boy, you never really quite get your dad. until you step further along your manhood, is further along becoming a man and stepping into your manhood journey, um, is when like what your dad is really starts to become like the perspective of your dad really starts to be enhanced and comes into full view because you start to go through certain things that you realize the presence of a man is required in order to go through these things, like when you start having children, when you start having to talk to your wife about your feelings. All right, it says in the Bible, a husband shall always tell his wife his feelings. So if you aren't telling your wife your feelings, being gentle and expressing yourself in a healthy way, then it's going to be very difficult to move throughout life in an easy manner, And so I started to really understand all of these things while stepping into manhood. Um, and from watching my dad and watching how he was and how he was just very my dad's a very I wouldn't call him cautious, but he does what is needed to be done in order to keep him and his family in the best position that he can, right? So I'm a bit more risk taking. Like I'm gonna take more risks than my dad, but my dad is very you know, practical. He makes a lot of sense. He does things that make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's not gonna really bother him. It's not gonna, really put too much energy into it. It's a very practical guy. And there's this aspect of manhood where practicality is a virtue. With so many different ways that a person can go throughout their life, sometimes it doesn't help to be in your dreamer mode as often as us spiritual people we want to be. We just want to we have all these dreams and desires, but the practical side of it is the how to. you know it's the taking your finances to an accountant in order to get a better understanding of the tax system and how that works. All right, getting the car looked by a mechanic, all right, to make sure that the work that you've done on it is better, and just to make sure that the necessary maintenance is done. All right, it's doing those like little mundane tasks, around your house, um, because those are the practical things that need to get done. Those are things that have to get done in order to keep life moving at a smooth pace. When I left home, for me, I really, that was the beginning to, the manhood journey. Because at home, you're a kid, parents are taking care of you. When you have a young man and a father in a house, eventually the young man is going to get so, um, he's going to start become, like, wanting to become his own man. He's going to want things for himself that only manhood can provide. And so when he starts to become too much of a man, the man of the house, all right, and the want to be man of his own house are going to naturally have a little bit of friction, all right? And that's when you have to get out, all right? You got to get out and go experience life and, figure out what manhood is, all right? So it's it was at that point of getting out, which was around like 19 for me, where I really started to step into manhood. And then I really started to appreciate my father even more for what he had been doing. He had always been kind of mysterious up until from like maybe like 12 to like 19. My dad was just this like mysterious presence. But after that, and after I got to see him and create a little bit of distance, um, I was able to actually relate to him more, through that. So it was really a blessing because as you go through manhood, you start to really see other men. Um, and it's not just like it's like you could tell just by like the walk of a man, like just by how the guy walks, you can tell what quality, what type of man he is, like because if you got like some dude walking with his pants below his butt, you know, like you know who you're dealing with, all right? But if you have a guy who, like I see like certain men in blue jeans, like regular polo on, not really. They don't look They look ordinary, all right, like ordinary men, but they carry themselves in such a way when they talk to you, they look you in the eye. They shake you as firm. When they shake your hand as firm. They talk to you with respect. They, like these are like There's a certain like type of man, there's a quality in a man that you can just tell, like what type of man he is just by the way he walks. And so walk with walk with care, walk with grace, walk with manhood. And this is only something that can be gained through experience. It's something that I'm currently going through, something that I've had to really dive into because I didn't know much about it. I went through this period of not even wanting to attribute the name man to me because I had no idea what it meant. No idea. I didn't want anyone to tarnish my perception of it, because I was like, I don't know what it means, all right? I don't know if it's something that I want, I'm kind of existential, so the name man is like, not even encompassing of my entire being, but that was how I was thinking back then. And now I realize that being a man is a presence in itself, and including that presence into my presence is a part of manhood. Okay, so you need, especially like young men, like today's young men in the generation, there's this thing called the divine masculinity, and it really stems from truth. It's being honest with yourself, looking in the mirror, and really getting to the crux of what you are, who you are, what you're capable of. Like you got to be straight up honest with yourself and understand that you probably don't know everything, all right? But what you know, okay? So you take that and then, you run with it. I'm gonna tell you why you probably are having like a hard time with this is because you haven't been honest with yourself. And the reason you don't believe that you can become the person that you are striving to be or the man that you're striving to be is because you are the only person who has ever heard yourself tell all the lies that you've told. All of the lies. You have to sit with that. You have to accept all of those lies that you've been telling yourself. You have to get truthful, honest, all right? And be like, okay, I've told all of these lies. These are but this is not what I want, all right? So I'm going to become truthful. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to step into manhood, step into divine masculinity, okay? And start to grow as a man. And it's really needed right now, like the world is really trying to put down divine masculinity. And you see it now some men don't portray divine masculinity. Some men aren't honest in how they're portraying themselves, which is all part of the growing process. But to enhance divine masculinity is to enhance divine femininity, and that in turn enhances the world as a whole, all right? Because there's this dualistic nature to life. There's a feminine and there's a masculine side, okay? So when we're enhancing men, we are in effect enhancing women. Like true men who are honest with their feelings, all right? Men who are gentle with their families, men who know how to get things done and are capable, but also admit to what they don't know and are curious, all right? So and how to, and if you want to know like how to actually take that step, first stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself, stop lying to people. You're only going to tell the truth now, all right? So start from there. And every time you tell a lie, just take note and be like, okay, I got to correct myself. Sorry, that's not what I meant. Tell the truth. You got to start being honest with yourself, man. All right? That's where manhood starts. That's the foundation of manhood. Is honesty, Okay, because if there's no integrity, if there's no honesty within you, there's no honesty within your family, there's no integrity within your business. If you don't have a business that is like that values people and is honest with them and fair in their dealings, then you're not going to have a successful business. Okay, so it all starts with being an honest person and having the amount of integrity that is required of a man. When you say something, you do it. All right, your word is your bond. All right, I would rather die than like say something and not follow through on it. And you got like you have to get better at when you say something. It's like it's like a contract. It's like a blood contract. It's like the equivalent of on a piece of paper, you know? Like, it's a blood contract. So, that's the first step. Just be a little bit more honest, all right? After that, go subdue yourself in things that you don't know or things that you're curious about, all right? I kind of did that through moving to Texas and being at a place where I could learn natural building. You know, it was something I was really curious about. I wanted to get out. I wanted to expand my my capabilities and what I knew, and I wanted to gain confidence. And from that experience, I was able to gain confidence. I was able to look at myself as someone who can do anything if I put my mind to it, and it is so empowering. It feels good. That's all I'm saying. So stick with it, brother. All right, all my sisters out there, support your men. Thank you. I appreciate all my sisters out there for, just being that feminine essence, that feminine presence that we need. With that, I'm gonna leave you guys to it, and I will see y'all in the next video. I hope this blesses you. I hope you take it with you and share it, like it, love it, hate it, do whatever of it, okay? My name is Alize Young. I do have affiliate links for my people who are interested in business, Bible secrets, and anything that can help you get started and towards entrepreneurship. So just check the About tab in my YouTube page, and I will see y'all on the next video. And there is a bug on my camera. Hello. All right. Until next time. Bye.